Good afternoon, everyone. I hope my voice is clear and wishing you all happiness and prosperity because today's session is all about happiness, beauty, optimistic vibes. It's all about nature. The topic of today's session is A Thing of Beauty. It's a poem by John Keats. So I'll quickly move on to the slide so that we are productive in our time. We invest our time in the right place. As you can see on the screen, I hope you are able to see the screen. Let me just check if the screen is coming. Just give me a moment. I have to just check whether the screen is coming or not. Have patience. Yes, it's there. Perfect. So, first and foremostly, a thing of beauty, this particular line means that something which gives you joy, something which brings happiness, something which makes you feel more joyful, more insightful, more enthralled, जिससे आपको अच्छा लगता है, basically. So the poet is John Keats. It's about the poet and everything. We'll quickly move on to the poem. A thing of beauty is a joy forever. Joy forever means it is never ending process. It is continued forever. Its loveliness increases. The amount of time we keep on seeing nature, we keep on seeing someone beautiful, that memory in our brain keeps on increasing. Beauty can be faded with time, with years to go by, but the memory which we have of that beauty, that keeps on increasing. And whenever, जब भी हम उसे याद करते हैं, हमें एक स्माइल सी आती है, एक खुशी महसूस होती है. You know, there are times when we close our eyes and we think about something and we smile. It happens with me. So its loveliness increases. It will never pass into nothingness. It is never going to be numb, or it is never going to pass on into nothingness. Here stands for not feeling anything. ऐसा कभी हो नहीं सकता. As human beings, we are been destined or we have been trained in a manner that we do feel love, hatred, we do feel anxious, stressful, we do feel irritated. So it will never pass into nothingness. मतलब कभी वो खत्म नहीं होने वाला. But that memory will keep a place in our head. That memory will keep a bower quiet for us. Bower here stands for a shady place under the tree. Now, whenever you think of a shady place, as you can see in the first screen, shady place under the tree, it gives you a lot of calmness. It soothes your soul. It is optimistic. It is more subtle, more relaxed, more composed. So you feel happy. You feel satisfied, right? And a sleep full of sweet dreams and health and quiet breathing. Now, there are terms which say heavy breathing. Heavy breathing is the antonym of quiet breathing. Quiet breathing hota hai sukoon, satisfaction. And that's how we sleep peacefully. Heavy breathing is when we are tensed about something, when we are anxious about something, overthinking leads to heavy breathing. But यहाँ पर खूबसूरती, nature, the poet John Keats is focusing upon nature. When you are in the lap of nature, you feel calm, you feel more satisfied, you feel quiet breathing. I hope this paragraph is much more crystal clear. The content of it is more clear now. Like you can see the third image where the girl is breathing like this. That is an example of quiet breathing. And in the second picture, there is a man who's sleeping with sweet dreams. So again, there is a picture, right? Going on forward, I'll just read once again for all of you. A thing of beauty is a joy forever. Its loveliness, its beauty keeps on increasing. It will never pass into nothingness. It will never be numb. It will always keep on increasing. But it will keep a bower, like a place, quiet for us, a shady place which gives us calm, composed vibes, and a sleep, fully relaxed sleep, full of sweet dreams and health and quiet breathing. The poet says that beauty stays forever. It never fades away. The memory we have of certain human beings, if you say Aishwarya Rai is very beautiful. And if I say when I went to McLeodganj और मसूरी और हरिद्वार, जब भी हम ऐसी किसी जगह पे जाते हैं और हम जब वापस आते हैं, so it just gives you a cooling effect on your body. It acts an indelible mark मतलब जिसको हटाया ना जा सके, which is impossible to remove. Indelible mark on the screen of our mind. Rather, it increases with the passing time and gives us the same happiness whenever it flashes as a memory. अरे वहाँ गए थे ना, शिमला गए थे, कितनी अच्छी snowfall थी. So we kind of connect to that memory. Whenever it flashes as a memory, the perception मतलब हमारा सोचने का नजरिया, the way, the outlook, the way we see things, the perception of the poet, यहाँ पर what is the outlook of the poet is regarding the beauty is that it never goes off with the passing time. वक्त के साथ साथ वो सिर्फ और सिर्फ increase होती है. It never fades away. For the poet, beauty is like a beautiful shady tree under whose shade all the creatures can sleep peacefully and enjoy good health. Poet के हिसाब से खूबसूरती एक पेड़ के समान है जिसके नीचे हम सुकून की नींद सो सकते हैं. Right? So here the emphasis has been focused upon nature, greenery, environment, happiness. I'll just go on forward with the literary devices. Rhyming scheme बहुत simple होती है. जब भी आपको last के letters, whenever they are same, like ER over here, forever, never, they'll be targeted as A. Now we see double EP again. Then that's different from ER, so that will be targeted as B. Then there is nothing, ING का कुछ नहीं है. Breathing के साथ there is nothing else as a running or weaving. ING का कोई भी word नहीं है, so it will only be C. A, B, B, C. This question can come for 1 marker in your exam, and you can write the rhyming scheme of this particular poem is A, B, B, C. Fine. I hope I'm able to make you understand. Then comes alliteration. Use of consonant sound at the start of the word, like the first letter over here, which are close in the series, like sleep, sweet, S and S. The first letter is been repeated yesterday also. If you must have seen the video of Aunt Jennifer's Tiger, I repeated fingers fluttering in that poem. So F and F were repeated. Over here, S and S is repeated, so that is alliteration. Metaphor का यहाँ पर major meaning है when something has been compared of totally opposite things. Bower is like a shady place which is quiet. Shady and quiet, these two things have been compared and kept together. Calmness of the bower is compared to the calming effect of a beautiful thing. Calmness is that satisfaction is there. Therefore, on every morrow, morrow over here means every next day. Therefore, on every next day, are we wrecking? Now, this is a question poet John Keats is asking. Kya hum? Are we actually weaving or wreathing a flowery band? एक ऐसा फूलों का गुलदस्ता, क्या हम प्यार, क्या हम ब्रदरहुड, क्या हम म्यूचुअल अंडरस्टैंडिंग, यहाँ पे फ्लावरी indicates brotherhood, mutual understanding, love and positive vibes. क्या हम ये दे रहे हैं लोगों को in order to connect? Are we able to give, again that question, are we wreathing a flowery band to bind us to the earth? In spite of हालांकि इतनी डिसअपॉइंटमेंट है, इतने डिसअप्रूवल्स हैं, इतनी बुरी चीजें हैं, इन स्पाइट ऑफ ऑल डिस्पॉन्डेंस, ऑल डिसअपॉइंटमेंट्स, डिसअप्रूवल्स ऑफ द इनह्यूमन डर्थ, इतनी नेगेटिविटी के बावजूद भी आर वी एबल टू गिव आवर बेस्ट? And then he says, of noble natures. Noble natures means a work which is extremely good for the society, which is serving for the society, like teaching. Teaching is a noble profession where you are giving knowledge to others, where you are enlightening them with the right content. So, of noble natures of gloomy days are sad days. बहुत ही बुरे दिन, कोई ट्रेजिडिक हो गया, किसी का डेथ हो गया. So gloomy days are sad days. Of all unhealthy and over darkened ways, in सब के बावजूद, despite all the negativity, are we able to build a beautiful living out of it? Are we able to give love? Are we able to be emotionally connected with people? So that's the question the poet is asking to the audience. So are we wreathing a flowery band to bind us? Yes, we can wreath a flowery band by giving love to other people, by helping others, by helping the needy, right? So then he says that made for our searching. Yes, हाँ, इन सब के बावजूद, इन सब नेगेटिविटी के बावजूद, some shape of beauty moves away the path. मतलब मेरे प्रॉब्लम को, मेरी दुविधा को, मेरी कंफ्यूजन्स को, मेरे स्ट्रेस को, जो ये ग्रीनरी है, जो ये पानी लहरता हुआ आता है, ये सब मेरे दुखों को ले जाता है. That's what John Keats is trying to say. Some shape of beauty moves away all disappointments, all stress, all anxiety from our dark spirits. It just focuses on optimistic vibes. That is it. So morrow, again, you can note down these words, 1, 2, 3, 4. Morrow is the following day, or you can call it the next day. Wreathing is surrounding, encircling, knitting, अपने आप को आसपास क्या हम अच्छे लोगों से सराउंड कर रहे हैं, क्या हम अपने आप को नेचर से कनेक्टेड रख रहे हैं. So are we able to wreath ourselves or knit ourselves with nature? The answer is yes, because when John Keats is connected with nature, उसको अच्छा लगता है, उसको ये सारी नेगेटिविटी just eradicates. Eradicate means erase हो जाती है. It just you can say that it just gets aired. हवा में चली जाती है सारी नेगेटिविटी. Morrow is the following day. Wreathing is surround, encircled. You can call it as despondence is depressed, disapproval, disappointment. Any of these 3 words or 2 words you can use. Gloomy is sad, sorrowful, feeling traumatic, some tragedy happening. So gloomy is all related to the synonyms of sad. मैं आपको वर्ड्स इसलिए बताती हूँ सो दैट जब आप सुन रहे हैं वीडियो को, whenever you're listening to me, you keep on writing them. When you write your answers, you can check your notes and then use the same words in the answer. Correct? Any doubt? I'll just read once again for all of you. Therefore, on every morrow are we wreathing a flowery band to bind us to the earth. क्या हम अपने आप को सराउंड कर रहे हैं with happiness, with positive vibes, with nature? In spite of all disapprovals, depressing nature, in spite of all negativity, of noble nature, of gloomy days, sad days, all unhealthy ways, over darkened ways, made for our searching. इन सबको हटाने का काम कौन करता है? जॉन कीट्स के लिए नेचर, right? Yes, in spite of all of them, some shape of beauty. Now, what are the shapes of beauty? That is discussed in the next paragraph. The water waves, the sheep, the daffodils, खूबसूरत फूलों के नाम हैं. तो जो shape of beauty which moves away negativity, that has been given in the next paragraph. Okay? Some shape of beauty moves away the pall from our dark spirits. I'm just reading the explanation for you so that you are more comfortable with what kind of language you have to use in your answers. Most of the times, the students are able to understand the gist of the poem, but they are not able to write. So I would want you to have the correct content, correct language, and correct framing, right? The poet says that every day it is the beauty which fills us with the spirit to live. हमें एक passion मिलता है, हमें एक जज्बा मिलता है that yes, we get a zeal to live in our lives. It is the beauty which builds the desire in us. खूबसूरती है जो हमारे अंदर एक motivational power लाती है, which specifically influence us or impacts our lives. It is the beauty which builds the desire in us to live through there. And it also helps us to stay away from sad moments. It helps to stay away from bad people, cruel people, cold people. So I'm very scared of cold people, people who don't have feelings, who are extremely harsh upon their family members or friends. So थोड़ा सा डर लगता है. So here the poet wants to say that without beauty, the earth will be full of cruel and selfish people. बिना खूबसूरती के यहाँ पर सिर्फ और सिर्फ नेगेटिविटी होगी अगर नेचर नहीं होगा अर्थ पर. सैड ग्लूमी मोमेंट्स, और इन सबको हटाने का काम भी कौन करता है? नेचर. It is the beauty which is created by God which helps us remove the sadness from our hearts. यहाँ पे made for our searching इस particular line का meaning क्या है? Negativity is for exploring the darker side of the world and make a choice what we want to be and what we need to avoid. Now, what is the difference between need and want? Food is my need, but pizza is my want. Like what type of food I want to eat, what extraordinary things I want to have with my food. I can have chapati and dal, but my want is to have some extravaganza pizza. यहाँ पर specifically, I just gave you a layman example. यहाँ पर specifically, poet is trying to make you understand that it is upon us whether we choose positivity in our lives or we choose negativity. Because we at this certain age, now you all are in 12th standard, we are rational enough to understand what is right for us and what is wrong for us. Rational हमें समझ है कि क्या हमारे लिए ठीक है और क्या हमारे लिए गलत है. It is you to decide whether you want to get inclined towards nature or whether you want to get inclined towards omen things, bad things. Correct? Let's move forward. Anaphora, I told you yesterday also, anaphora is the use of same word in two consecutive lines. Of noble natures, of all unhealthy. So that is anaphora. Alliteration, first letter जब repeat होता है, like B, S, any of the letters in the English dictionary. Use of consonant sound at the start of two words which are close in series. B in the band bind, N in noble nature, and S in some shape. Metaphor. Metaphor is always comparing two things. Here, surrounding a flowery band, or wreathing can also come as knitting that flowery band. Wreathing a flowery band, the beautiful things of our life bind us to the earth. खूबसूरत चीजें हमें हमेशा जोड़े रखती हैं. It always keeps us intact, right? Imagery is all the images which comes in our head, creating a sensory effect, जो हमारे दिमाग पे एक प्रभावशाली image लेकर आए. It is more impactful. So a sensory effect of beautiful things lined up in a string. जैसे गिटार की string होती है ना, वैसे it builds a connectivity in your brain. So a flowery band to bind us is an imagery, because जैसे ही हम पढ़ते हैं flowery band, हमारे दिमाग में क्या आ जाता है, एक जैसे tiara होता है ना, that's a tiara which is built with rose, orchids, daffodils, or any one type of flower you like. So that is a flowery band. Now this is inversion. Inversion is normal order of words but which have been deliberately reversed. Are we writing? क्या हम questioning also? Interrogative with inversion. Here the poet is questioning also. Are we writing a flowery band? That's the question. Correct? I hope I am able to make you clear with these poetic devices as well. Now the beautiful images are being shown. The daffodils, as you can see, the yellow color flowers are being shown here. Such the sun. Sun, okay, what is the symbol of a sun? If you would have to draw a sun, what does it signify? It signifies hope that there is a bright day ahead, there is going to be a lot of opportunities today. Everything is going to fall into place. You will not have to go through some pain. ठीक है, सब ठीक हो जाएगा. It is a hope of keeping ourselves alive. So sun is the symbol of hope, whereas moon is the symbol of calmness, and that everything with time diminishes. हर दिन के बाद रात जरूर आती है, so everything negative diminishes with time. Trees are a symbol of time because they tell us young, sprouting, old. जब sprouting is like some seed, जब खुल के उसमें से कोई भी flower निकलता है, bud basically. Sprouting is bud, when bud is opening up into a flower. That's a beautiful stage to watch or to observe and see how it is happening. So trees old and young, sprouting a shady boon. Now here the shady boon refers to the shade we discussed in the previous paragraph. Boon is, it's been given in the next slide. Boon is a blessing. Like you are a boon to me. All of you who are watching me, you are a blessing to me. Boon also means in a positive way. आपको articles में question दिए होते हैं exam में that online payment, is it a boon or a bane? क्या ये अच्छी बात है या ये बुरी बात है? So boon is a word which is primarily used in a positive sense. उसका prima facie is positive. Correct? So for simple sheep, again a symbol of sheep has been given, and such are daffodils. मेरा मन करता है, जॉन कीट्स कह रहा है कि मैं I should go in a garden area or jungle area where there is daffodils. खूबसूरत फूल हैं, daffodils आप देख रहे हो येलो कलर के, खूबसूरत फूल हैं और पानी की रिल्स बन रहे हैं, पानी डिजाइन्स बना रहा है, शीप हर्ड्स है बहुत सारी, वहाँ पर भेड़ बकरियां हैं, with green world they live in. Green world is, of course, that beautiful garden area. You can also go on for a forest area or a village area, जहाँ पर भी nature intact होता है basically. Correct. So, such what are the symbols if someone asks you which have been used in the poem? There is a symbol of sun, moon, trees, and sheep, daffodils. 5 symbols are there: sun, moon, trees, sheep, and daffodils. And these all comprise of a beautiful nature which has been given by God. It's a God's grace. Correct. Boon is a blessing. Rills मैं आपको यहाँ पर दिखा देती हूँ. इस पर्टिकुलर पिक्चर में 1 2 3 4 5th पिक्चर में, लास्ट पिक्चर में, there is this pattern of water which has been formed. So the pattern of water which forms designs, that is rills. So rills, a small stream of water, and that pattern which has been built is rills. Break, a thick mass of ferns. Break, यहाँ पे आप देख रहे हो, ब्यूटिफुल फील्ड एरिया. एस्थेटिक कहते हैं इन्हें. एस्थेटिक का मतलब बहुत ही खूबसूरत, आई सूदिंग, आंखों को भाने वाला, अट्रैक्टिव, आकर्षक. A thick mass of ferns processed to slow down. Covert. Covert is here an area of thick, low bushes and trees where animals can hide. Covert एक ऐसे झाड़ी आप कह सकते हैं, एक झाड़ी टाइप से होती है वहाँ जहाँ पे आप जाके छुप सकते हो, राइट. सो दैट कोवर्ट इज एन एरिया ऑफ थिक लो, यहाँ पर गिवन भी है सेकेंड पिक्चर में, an area of thick low bushes and trees where animals can hide. Okay, थोड़ी थोड़ी लाइट उसमें से आती रहती है, but then again it's partially covered, you can call it as. And clear rills again, those beautiful patterns and छोटी सी narrow सी नदी बह रही है, वहाँ पर पत्थर है. So that for themselves is a cooling covert. सुकून मिलता है. You can just hide there. ठंडी ठंडी हवा आती है. Have you ever? I have this. I'm very inquisitive to know this thing. If you ever have gone to this place in Amritsar, Golden Temple, तो आप जब भी वहाँ सरोवर के किनारे होते हैं ना, तो आपको थोड़ी ठंड ज़्यादा लगती है. That I think because of water that comes to you and you feel little cold at that specific place, और कभी कभार आगे जाके then you feel normal. So here the poet is trying to say that for themselves is a cooling covert. When they hide over there, पानी के बिल्कुल पास, एक अच्छी सी ठंडी सी हवा भी आती है, and then they can hide over there as well, right? So against the hot season, जब गर्मी होती है और जब वो हवा लगती है, it just feels like that's a natural air conditioner which has been switched on by God, right? Against the hot season, the mid-forest break. Mid-forest break, here it is referred to the season. Rich with a sprinkling of fair musk rose blooms. कैसे खिले हुए गुलाब की तरह. All the lines by John Keats are beautifully and aesthetically explaining how blessed we are as human beings, that we get to see nature, we get to live with nature. We are living in the lap of nature, right? So rich with sprinkling of fair musk rose blooms, red and white color, as you can see in the picture. Correct? Here the poet describes the beautiful things which are present on earth. These are the sun, moon, trees, flowers, and rivers. Poet says that all the things are like a blessing, bestowed, झुका हुआ वहाँ पर, on all the creatures by earth. He further describes that the trees provide us with their shade. हमें बचपन से हम लोग पढ़ते आ रहे हैं कि पेड़ हमें छाया देते हैं, पेड़ हमें एक sort of shelter देते हैं. So here again the poet is repeating the same thing, that trees do give us shelter. He further describes that the trees provide us with their shade, flowers with their beauty, and rivers with their coolness. And with coolness, I don't mean that shivery cold. I just mean that very relaxed and very um, satisfied coolness during the hot summers. All of these are beauties of nature which are like a blessing for all of us. We should be grateful to God. We should be thankful to God. It's a gratitude from humans' end to see such beautiful things. Correct? Now, literary devices again: sprouting shady, SNS, simple sheep, SNS, cooling covert, that hiding place, that relaxing place. Uh, Alliteration, use of consonant sound again, SNS. Please write this down because again, one markers are going to come for literary devices. Sprouting shady, simple sheep, cooling covert, and then imagery has been given as trees giving shade, sprouting shady boon, growing process of, blooming process of daffodils. With the green world they live in, clean, साफ सुथरा पानी और साफ सुथरा पानी आ रहा है पेबल्स के थ्रू. Clean river streams, clear rills. Antithesis का मतलब majorly this word has been derived from the antonyms, the opposite words which are being placed together, having a connotation of placing together. Old and young, black and white. These all are the opposite words. Day and night. Correct? I hope you've written this. Okay. And such too is the grandeur. Grandeur means larger than life. Movie थी ना, प्रेम रतन धन पायो, Salman Khan की. So grandeur is larger than life. Grandeur of dooms we have imagined for the mighty dead. जब किसी शहीद, किसी पेट्रियोटिक सोल्जर की डेथ होती है, so that has been considered to be saddening, but at the same time that has been considered to be कि हाँ एक हमारा जो young blood था, that particular individual has sacrificed life for us. So mighty dead का यहाँ पर मतलब है कि mighty मतलब जो बहादुर लोग थे, जो पावरफुल लोग थे, जो strengthened लोग थे, उन्होंने अपनी जान किन के लिए दे दी? अपने देश के लिए जान दे दी. They are not dead, they are अमर. उनके जो नाम है, they will always be taken with pride. Their name will always be engraved with pride. हम हमेशा उन्हें याद रखेंगे, उनके नाम हमेशा अमर रहेंगे. That is what mighty dead is. The people who have sacrificed their life for the nation will always be alive in our hearts. Right? And such too is the grandeur of dooms, larger than life. जब उनका विदा किया जाता है, I have to be very accurate with the words I use over here because किसी के भी sentiments को hurt नहीं होना चाहिए. जब उनको विदा करा जाता है पूरा झंडे के साथ, as you can see on the screen as well, fourth झंडे के साथ, and there's a flowery band which has been given. So all lovely tales that we have heard or read, an endless fountain of immortal drink. Immortal matlab amar. Pouring onto us from heaven's brink. कहाँ पर जाएंगे वो? स्वर्ग में जाएंगे. Where will they go? In the swarg. So the word meanings have been given. Grandeur is high rank or socially important, larger than life. जान देने के बाद भी they are still alive, and their family has been taken care by the government. Their when they are going, when their coffin is going, that has been respected, that has been saluted. So that is socially very important. Mighty का मतलब है enormous. And mighty are the soldiers who are powerful and who feel pride in giving their lives for the nation. So mighty here is कि बहुत बड़ा त्याग होता है, अपनी जान दे देना, इस अपनी जान कुर्बान कर देना इस भारत के लिए. It's a very big thing. Immortal is अमर, जो कभी नहीं मरेगा, never dying. Brink is बिल्कुल एकदम edge पर, उसकी सीमा पर. Fountain of immortal drink, again, immortal means not dying. Amrit, you can call it as source of inspiration. We all should learn that life is so beautiful. We all should enjoy our life to the fullest. Right? It's very important for us to enjoy our lives to the fullest. I'll read once again for you. And such too is the grandeur of dooms we have imagined for the mighty dead. इतना बड़ा त्याग वो लोग दे देते हैं. ऑल लवली टेल्स, जो भी हमने उन्होंने जो अच्छे काम करे थे वो हम सुनते हैं. कहानियाँ, टेल्स आर लाइक कहानियाँ. ऑल लवली टेल्स दैट वी हैव हर्ड, जो सुनते हैं, जो हम फिर बुक्स में पढ़ते हैं, दैट ओ भगत सिंह के साथ क्या हुआ था, ओ महात्मा गांधी के साथ क्या हुआ था. ऑल दीज फ्रीडम फाइटर्स वी रीड इन आवर हिस्ट्री बुक्स, these all are having endless fountain of immortal drink. मतलब ये सब लोग अमर हैं, pouring onto us from, और ऐसा लग रहा है अभी भी they are giving a source of inspiration. From where? From the heaven. स्वर्ग से हमें क्या दे रहे हैं? They are providing us motivation, they are giving us inspiration. Correct? So the poet further carries out with the description of the more beautiful things present on earth, such as the beautiful musk roses, which have a nice fragrance aroma to it. Then he describes the tales of the mighty warriors who laid their lives for their countries or for humanity or for societal welfare. He says that these beautiful things are the gifts from God for all of us. कहते हैं ना, ये भगवान जी की देन है, and it is truly given by God. It is God's grace. They are like a nectar. Nectar is जो शहद निकलता है ना, उससे जो रस निकलता है flowers से. So they are like a nectar given by God to us, and these are those beauties which are immortal and give us a reason to live on this earth despite having so many sorrows in our lives. इनसे हमें कितना कुछ सीखने को मिलता है. Everybody is having their own battles in life. पर फिर भी जब हम पोएम पढ़ते हैं, जब हम कोई किसी की स्टोरी पढ़ते हैं, तो we get a lot of information from them and we get a lot of motivation from them. Right? Moving ahead. Literary devices, again, use of consonant sounds. You can write down. I am giving you time to write this down. Use of consonant sound at the start of two words which are close in series. H in have heard. So please, there are a lot of students who pronounce it as H. It's not H, it's H. Even when you say for the brand H&M, it's H, right? So H in have heard. Metaphor, immortal rings. Immortal rings जो कभी भी खत्म नहीं होने वाली. Immortal is never ending. अमर रहेगा हमेशा. Beautiful objects of nature which are forever, like never ending portion of a drink. Rhythm scheme, rhyming scheme is used in every stanza of the poem. Forever, never, keep, sleep. So I'll tell you what it is. A, B, C. Very simple rhyming scheme. Forever, never, A हो गया. Keep, sleep, B हो गया. And the other one is C. Dead and red. E-D, E-A-D, E-A-D. Imagery is bushes full of musk roses, sprinkling a fair musk rose, blooms. Books describing valor of fighters. History books जो fighter की सारी कहानियाँ बताते हैं. Those are the books describing about the sacrifices the people have done for our nation. So describing the valor, उनकी बहादुरी of fighters, grandeur of mighty death. Oh, it's enormous. Mighty means enormous. God providing us with the best things, pouring from heaven's brink. स्वर्ग से हमारे लिए इंस्पिरेशन आ रहा है. I hope everybody is able to understand the content, and whatever content I'm giving, that flight itself is landed here. It is not flying off your head. So whenever we sit in a plane, it is very important that the plane lands safely. Same, whenever we sit in a class with our willingness to learn the content, it is very important that we learn the content and that content reaches safely, lands safely in our head, and remain there for a longer period of time. Correct? What is the line, therefore, are we writing? This question, I swear to God, this question was there last year also, last to last year also. I think from past three consecutive years, this question has been coming in CBSE board examination. What is the line, therefore, are we writing a flowery band to bind us to earth, suggest to you? It means that we get attached to beautiful things around us and we weave, bunte hain, we weave a pretty band which binds us with our life. And what does bind? क्या हम लोगों को जोड़ता है? Brotherhood binds us, mutual understanding binds us, positive vibes bind us, and most importantly, love binds us. It becomes the reason for us to live. Correct? I am giving you again time to write this answer with the same question. Please write this down. Because if you will write, you will be able to understand the content of it. What makes human beings love life in spite of troubles and suffering? इतनी नेगेटिविटी होने के बावजूद ऐसी कौन सी चीज़ है जो हमें सुकून देती है, जो हमें खुशी देती है? The eternal beauty of various things gives us happiness. You know, when you feel very sad, when I feel very sad, I just sit in the park or I just walk in the Yamuna Sports Complex, because over there you just feel the greenery, you listen to the chirping of the birds, and you feel at peace. So the eternal beauty of various things gives us happiness, and specifically nature and relaxation. जब वेदर चेंज हो जाता है तो कभी कभार आपने देखा होगा हमारा मूड भी चेंज हो जाता है. When it is raining, our mood also little bit changes. When it is windy, our mood changes. When it is scorching hot, we get irritated, we get itches. And when it's extremely cold, so हमारा mood कहीं ना कहीं, I'm not saying 100%, but some or the other where our mood is dependent on the seasons, on the weather conditions, which has been controlled by God. Correct? So it makes us love life in spite of all the life troubles and suffering. So what makes us love life? The eternal beauty of nature makes us love life, right? Why is grandeur associated with mighty deed? Okay, why is this thing considered to be extremely larger than life? Why the noble deeds of the brave men? Because ये बहुत बड़ी बात है to sacrifice your life for the nation. इसलिए इनको grandeur कहा गया है, because this is something socially very important, emotionally very important, physically also very important, and financially also very important. जब घर का बेटा चला जाता है, it is financially also, diminishing. What to do? Emotionally, it is draining, of course. So the noble deeds of the brave men who sacrificed their life. I'll read once again for all of you. The noble deeds of the brave men who sacrificed their lives are an inspiration for all of us forever. द ब्यूटिफुल लेगेसी, लेगेसी का मतलब होता है एक ब्रांड नेम जो आपके मरने के बाद भी अमर रहेगा. The brands, there are a lot of people who have died, but their brand still remains constant. I just know one of the examples of CCD. That brand, the owner died, but the wife took this courage, and she was confident enough that she will take the business forward, and she did not let the company demolished. The company is not doing very well, but it's still there in the market, so it has not been demolished or diminished. Khatam nahi hui hai, it is still there in the market, trying to revive, trying to be better every single day. I think that's what life is all about. हर आते दिन के साथ, what are we doing? We're trying to be the best versions of ourselves. So the beautiful legacy of their bravery is grandeur, which is associated with mighty dead. जो उनका bravery है, that has been associated with something extremely enormous. ठीक है, अगर mighty dead question आपको एग्जाम में आता है तो you will write the soldiers who sacrificed their life for the nation. It is an enormous sacrifice for the nation. That is why they are referred to as mighty dead. Okay? I hope if this kind of question comes in the examination, you will be able to attempt it, frame your language, modulate the answer, and you'll be able to write it. ऐसा नहीं है कि सेम जो क्वेश्चंस मैं आपको करा रही हूँ वही सेम आएंगे. थोड़ा सा भी इधर उधर आता है. What do you understand by the term mighty dead? What do you understand by grandeur? So these all things, these all similar questions will have these similar answers and their keywords. ठीक है? Works well? Perfect? Okay, then it says that, do we experience things of beauty only for short moments? ऐसा है क्या हमें जो खूबसूरत चीज़ें होती है वो सिर्फ थोड़े समय तक के लिए याद रहती हैं, or do they make a lasting impression on us? Like personally, I believe if something is of value to you, that will be long term. But if something is not of value to you, that will never be long term. कोई चीज़ जिसकी आप बहुत ज़्यादा अहमियत समझते हो अपनी ज़िंदगी में, जो आपके बहुत ज़्यादा करीब है, दैट कैन बी पर्टिकुलर थिंग, गाड़ी, घर, or there are people who are still attached to their toys, to their books, to their gadgets. Specifically now people are more in love with their mobile phones, and then there are people who are more in love with other individuals. बट यहाँ पर पोएट क्या कह रहा है कि मेरे लिए जो नेचर है वो सबसे ब्यूटिफुल जॉय है, और मेरे लिए नेचर, इट इज़ अ जॉय फॉर एवर. तभी पोएम का नाम भी है अ थिंग ऑफ ब्यूटी. It is a joy forever. If you read the first line of the poem, it says a thing of beauty, a joy forever. According to the poet, a thing of beauty is a long lasting thing. आपने जब नेचर को देखा, आपने जब नेचर को फील किया, you valued it, you were in the laps of nature, you were feeling the water, you were feeling the rills of the water, you were able to see the blooming of flowers, the daffodils, the sheep herd. Even if we see it for few moments, I think those moments stay in our head for a longer span of time. It has an everlasting impression on us, and its beautiful memory stays with us forever. जिनको कदर है, like those who actually value nature, they will never pluck flowers, or they will never cut trees. They will never put trash on the roads or on the garden side. They will never do that. Those who actually value nature, वो कभी भी गंगा रिवर को या यमुना रिवर को गंदा नहीं करेंगे. They will never want the rivers to be dirty on the name of religious beliefs, right? They will always value nature to the most, at the epitome, you can call it as. It inspires us to live despite the ruthlessness. जितना भी गलत हो लाइफ में, जितना भी rushy life हो, negative life हो, pessimistic. Negative is also called as pessimistic. It inspires us to live despite of all negativity in our lives. Yes or no? I just I can just request all of you that whenever I'm teaching, make sure that you connect my teaching pattern to your lifestyle, to your world of imagination, because उससे लंबे समय तक आपको चीज़ें याद रहती है. I think according, there's a study which says according to human psychology, if you listen and you formulate the images in your brain, जैसे आप मुझे सुन रहे हैं, आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट ब्यूटी, और आपके दिमाग में द इमेज ऑफ गार्डन, द इमेज ऑफ डैफोडिल्स, बिकॉज मेरे साथ ऐसा होता है, आपके दिमाग में अगर वो इमेजेस बिल्ट हो रही हैं, दैट मीन्स यू आर 110% connected to me and you are able to live that with me. You are in that world with me. करेक्ट. और आप जब आंसर लिख रहे होंगे एग्जाम में, तब आपको वही वर्ड कनेक्ट करेगा. ओ व्हाट वाज इट डैफोडिल्स, वाज इट रिल्स. ठीक है, दैट स्पेसिफिक मेमोरी विल कनेक्ट यू इन योर एग्जाम. करेक्ट. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, व्हाट इमेजेस, अभी हम इमेजेस की बात कर रहे थे, पिक्चर्स की बात कर रहे थे, द सेम क्वेश्चन केम अप. What images does the poet use to describe the beautiful bounty of the earth? ऐसी कौन सी images है जो poet यूज करता है ये दर्शाने के लिए कि जो धरती है वो बहुत खूबसूरत है. खूबसूरत is aesthetic. It is extremely aesthetic and thrilling, eye-soothing. The beautiful bounty of the earth. Bounty is again that whole sphere, holistic approach. Holistic is overall approach. Bounty of the earth is described by endless mountain of immortal drink. धरती को कैसे डिस्क्राइब किया गया है कि इट इज अ नेवर एंडिंग फाउंटेन ऑफ इमॉर्टल ड्रिंक. अमृत के समान है, जो कभी खत्म नहीं होने वाला, जो कभी मरने नहीं वाला. Which signifies that God bestows, झुके हुए हैं, bestows us, blesses us with all his beautiful creations which help us live despite sad, gloomy can be tragedy, traumatic, sorrowful, all sad and gloomy aspects of life. सब दूर कर देता है. जो नेचर है, बार बार पोएट कह रहा है, नेचर मेरी सारी दुखों को दूर कर देता है. करेक्ट. एंड आई टू बिलीव दिस थिंग. व्हेन यू आर stressed, if you sit in the lap of nature, or when you go to Mussoorie or McLeodganj, and there are a lot of places which gives you that subtle life. Then there is the jungles of Jim Corbett also. There are some people who enjoy life over there. I think it's just your perception. आपका नजरिया कैसा है? What is your outlook? What is the one thing that gives you peace? For John Keats, nature gives him peace. Correct? That's it. Okay, this was the last question. Now I have a question for all of you. Why do you feel that John Keats was able to connect so much with the nature? आपको ऐसा क्यों लगता है कि जॉन कीट्स अपने आप को इतना कनेक्टेड फील करता है नेचर से? I believe, like, this is what my perception is, because John Keats wants to be intact with nature because it is joyful, because it gives him a sense of happiness, a sense of satisfaction. और जो चीज़ हमें as human beings खुशी देती है, we are attracted towards that specific thing. We are moved towards that specific thing. We are stimulated towards that specific thing. And to him, to John Keats, nature was that thing which helped him sway away all negativity, which helped him to become more calm, composed, subtle, relaxed, tension free, optimistic, joyful, blissful. So these are all the words which you can use in your answers. I felt at peace. When I was explaining you, if someone has to ask the question that how did the class feel? The session today felt like it was extremely surreal. You know, no attacking or no forceful teaching. It was like, please sun lo, अच्छा लगेगा सुनकर. Please understand the content, you will love it. It was not like other people, अरे ये पढ़ो ऐसे पढ़ो वैसे पढ़ो, because I am unable to understand that philosophy or that pattern where someone is constantly hammering the content in your brain. I believe you should let people free. And this, I tell this to all my students, that I am here to give you content. I'm here with you in your good times and your bad times. आपको पढ़ने का मन है? सबसे important question of the session is that, are you willing to invest your time? Okay, आज पढ़ने का मन नहीं, okay, fine, we won't study today. Because where your heart lies, you should always go in that particular field. And I hope in today's session, your heart did lie here, and you felt good, you felt happy, just like me, you felt satisfied, and you invested in the right person, in the right place, and in the right content. The tip for the class, which I would like to give for this particular poem, is that please focus on the keywords. Keywords like immortal drink, mighty dead, ye zarur aate hain. Like, these are few keywords. They definitely fall into the category of examination questions. Even in the RTC, they will ask you, what do you mean by immortal drink? What do you mean by mighty dead? And what do you mean by daffodils, rills? कोई भी एक particular keyword आपसे, they can derivate out of they can possibly derivate and they can fetch also from the poem, and they can ask you that what does it mean. Correct. So at that particular time, you should be aware with the glossary, with the vocabulary, and with the lexical resource. वोकेबलरी को लेक्सिकल रिसोर्स भी कहते हैं. तो उन शब्दों का आपके पास एक प्रॉपर कहते हैं ना स्निपेट होना चाहिए. एक डायरी में you should have all the words listed down, and when there is an examination, you can always open your diary and see, okay, these are the words I wrote. Remember to write all the difficult words with different colors so that you feel joyful when you open your notepad. It is not boring, black and white, black and white. So whenever you're making notes, use the color therapy. It soothes your soul. It gives a lot of calmness to your soul. It is soul enriching therapy. When you make your notes with different colors using black, blue, pink, there is a whole set of colors which come in the market. So you can purchase that and use it. And believe me, you will enjoy studying. And once you start enjoying studying, there is no way back. Like, there's no way out of it that you're going back. Only and only on the right track, following your heart, following your dreams. And English is such a language, and this is my request. अगर आपको अच्छा लगता है यहाँ पर आकर, अगर आपको content यूजफुल लगता है तो प्लीज़ लाइक इट, शेयर इट एंड सब्सक्राइब इट, ये सब लोग कहते हैं. बट आई वुड जस्ट से कि इफ़ योर हार्ट सेज दैट ओके दिस वीडियो इज़ प्रोडक्टिव फॉर मी, दिस वीडियो इज़ यूजफुल फॉर मी, डू दैट. Don't just do it because I'm telling you to do it. Do it if your heart says. Correct? So, the last thing which I would like to say is please enroll yourself into color therapy, which will soothe your soul. Enroll yourself into education, which helps you to move forward in your life, which polishes your skills, you know, which builds your personality. And I was talking about English as as a language. I think it is such a language where which helps people from all over the country. Like even if it's India, US, UK, Australia, you can talk to anyone, and you can connect over Zoom meetings, you can connect over Google Meets, Microsoft Teams. एक ऐसी strengthening language है जो हर जगह it has been used, and you can talk to anyone. And fluency with this language, because there are students who keep on asking, ma'am, we know how to speak but we lack fluency. Fluency will only come with practice. When you keep on listening to the right number of people, to the right content, and when you keep on repetitively seeing that and using that in your daily life, that is the day. It won't come in a day, it will take a whole lot of journey. But there'll be a day where you will feel like, I think my teacher, Bhavya ma'am, was right. She was right when she told me that it is not just a medicine. English is not a medicine which has been taken and next morning, blah, 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 blah. We are speaking it. It is something which requires patience, consistent effort, practice, regularity, discipline, determination. It is something which requires willingness to work upon. Correct? So I again am thanking you all with folded hands. Thank you so much for investing your time. And last thing, there will be a video which will be uploaded in the next section, of course, next session. So please let us know on the in the comment section that you want a prose or a poem. Ki, because there are times when you face difficulty in specific chapters, when you face difficulty in specific poems only. अरे इस लाइन का ये नहीं समझ में आ रहा, इसमें confusion आ रही है. So that specific spot, peculiar spot needs to be fetch out. और उसको हमने रिपेयर करना है, ठीक करके वापस उसको अपनी जगह पे रखना है. तो इंग्लिश में राइटिंग स्किल्स में आपको कोई भी प्रॉब्लम है, आपको लिटरेचर में कोई भी प्रॉब्लम है, आपने सिर्फ और सिर्फ क्या करना है, अपना ईमेल आईडी पिंग करना है, एंड यू हैव टू टेल दैट दिस इज द प्लेस वेयर आई फील आई एम confused or I am not able to get the language of this statement. So ma'am, could you please help me out? And of course I'll be there for you. And believe in my actions. I would say don't believe in the words, but believe in the actions. If I say that I will be there for you, I mean it from the bottom of my heart. Correct? I will read all the comments and I will make sure that each one of you, each one of your query has been solved at the earliest possible on priority basis. And customized notes ke liye, you can go ahead. Again, mail ID would do the work. Customized notes of Aunt Jennifer's Tiger and of the same poem, A Thing of Beauty. इन दोनों की आपको RTC, very important to do. Question answers, very important to do. And literary devices. ये 3 चीज़ें इन पोएम की करनी बहुत ज़रूरी है. क्योंकि जब आप RTC करेंगे तो आपके कीवर्ड्स अच्छे से सॉल्व होंगे. यू विल बी एबल टू राइट the correct meaning of the keywords. RTC se, question answers se, you would be knowing how to start an answer. Okay, whenever there's a question, you will be saying that A Thing of Beauty, written by John Keats. In these lines, the poet is trying to explain the beauty of nature. So that is how you can start any of your answers of any of your poem. name of the poem, then by the poet's name, and uske baad uski theme. So the theme of this particular poem is nature's beauty. Now everybody is aware it is nature's beauty. I hope these three things are clear: RTC, question and answers, and literary devices. Okay, is that okay? I think I would just wrap up over here, and I would want you to connect as much as possible. Thank you so much. Take care of yourselves, stay hydrated, and stay healthy. I love you all. Bye bye.